Healing isn't linear. You've heard people say that. It is layered. There's so many layers to healing. It's like peeling an onion. An onion has so many layers. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly everything that used to hurt you is gone. Hey, friend. Welcome to the Rise and Rebuild podcast. This is your space to breathe again. A space for women of color, single women, and single mothers to finally feel seen, deeply supported, and reminded that you don't have to do this journey alone. My name is Lydia, a certified life coach and founder of Break the Cycle Global and a proud cycle breaker. Around here, we don't just talk about life. We get real about it. The messy, the magical, and everything in between. From breaking unhealthy cycles to mastering your mindset, navigating relationships, parenting, career, money, faith, healing, and so much more. This is where we rebuild when life doesn't go as planned. I know what it's like to feel stuck because I've been there. And now, my heart beats for women like you, ready to rise up and embrace love, abundance, and confidence. So whether you're carrying painful wounds, facing another hard season, or simply ready for a fresh start, you are in the right place, my friend. Grab your coffee, warm your tea, and welcome home. Because this is where we break, heal, and rebuild together. Hey, friend. Welcome back to another episode of the Rise and Rebuild podcast. So tell me, how are you really doing? I hope you've been taking care of yourself in every way possible. I hope you've been gentle with yourself, giving yourself grace, doing your best to break cycles, rewrite your story, and rebuild one cycle at a time from a place of peace and purpose. I really hope you're doing well. But if you haven't, it's okay. If life has been loud like it has recently, chaotic, there's so much going on in the world today, or even heavy, I need you to pause. This is your permission. Please pause for a second and just breathe. Let's breathe together. You're doing the best you can with what you've got, and that's enough. So breathe, hold for 5, breathe out. Breathe, hold, breathe out. You are doing the best. That's okay. Now, listen, today's episode is going to be real. I know I have done so many real episodes, but today is just one of those episodes I want to have a heart-to-heart talk with you. You ever have one of those rare quiet moments where you just stop and reflect? Yeah, I had one earlier today, and trust me, I don't get many of those moments these days. Between being a full-time mom, a mother of 2 and a 2 and almost teens, and a full-time wife, you never get off from that. Full-time career woman, running a business, and now podcasting. Well, it's a lot. Sometimes I sit and think, girl, you've got a lot of things going on. But while I was reflecting, something hit me real hard. Why are we, as women, Black women, women of color, why are we too hard on ourselves when it comes to healing? And listen, I'm not just saying that to you, I'm also saying that to myself too, because I do it all the time. And so if this episode finds you in one of those seasons or moments where you've slipped back into old habits, old patterns, old emotions, old cycles, and you're beating yourself up for it, I want you to hear me loud and clear. Take it easy on yourself, sis. Take it easy on yourself. If you've gone back to things you said you were not going back to, if you've gone back to that relationship, if you've gone back to that man, if you've gone back to bad habits, to not exercising, not eating healthy, take it easy on yourself. Let's be honest. And I'm telling you as a coach, healing sounds beautiful until you realize it's not a straight line. Healing isn't linear. You've heard people say that. It is layered. There's so many layers to healing. It's like peeling an onion. An onion has so many layers. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly everything that used to hurt you is gone. You may actually think you're healed until you're triggered again. You think you've grown, and then life sends you a little test just to check, how are you doing? And suddenly you're like, "Oh, wait, I thought I was over that. I thought I had moved on. I thought I had forgiven. I thought I had forgotten about it." I've been there too, by the way. So I'm talking from experience. I have done this so many times, more times than I'd like to admit. I beat myself up for losing patience, for yelling at my kids, for being affected when someone says something, or being affected by something I thought I'd already healed from. You know how it goes. You're fine 1 minute, and then one random song, one memory, one photo, boom, all those old feelings come rushing back. And this is especially true if you're going through grief. I lost a brother. I'll talk about it one day. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm just something else. That's the roller coaster of healing. So hear me, take it easy on yourself, because falling back into an old feeling or habit doesn't mean you're failing or you're not healing. It just means you're very human, and healing is a journey. It's not a destination. There's no destination. Okay? So let's talk about it. Healing is not a checklist. It's not a one and done prayer. It's not a once I journal this out, I'm good forever. No. As I've said, it's a journey. It's not even a sprint. It's a marathon. I would say it's a marathon. It's a long journey. And sometimes that journey loops because healing doesn't take you in a straight line. You don't go from broken to grieving to becoming whole. It moves in cycles. My friend, healing will stretch you. It will test you with everything in you. It will expose old wounds you thought were gone, because that is what healing does. It is painful. And sometimes the same lessons will keep showing up and repeating themselves in different forms until you really learn them. The lessons will always repeat until they're learned. That doesn't mean you're failing. No, it doesn't mean you're broken either. It just means God loves you so much to keep teaching you these lessons. It might sound very selfish, but it is true. So when you find yourself repeating something or facing an old emotion again, please don't panic. Don't shame yourself for it. Don't say, "Oh, girl, I thought I was over this." Instead, just know you are learning the lesson differently this time. And always remember, healing is a journey, because every time that thing comes back or whatever happened comes back, you will handle it differently than you did before. And that's a good thing. So don't beat yourself about falling back to old habits. That's not failure. That is growth. You're growing, you're learning. That is healing. Trust me. Even those things you call triggers, we call triggers in the coaching world, they can be a good thing because they show you exactly where healing still needs to happen. I'll actually do a podcast episode on triggers and why they are a good thing. But for today, I want you to take it easy on yourself. You're doing just fine as long as you're learning your lessons and applying them. And let me be honest, let me be very vulnerable here. I see this in my own life all the time. Sometimes I fall right back into the very same patterns I'm trying to heal from. Sometimes the patterns, the cycles I teach my clients are things that I do myself. Things like procrastination, perfectionism. You know those two? They love me. I don't love them. They test me a lot. Sometimes my kids trigger me and I yell. Sometimes my husband triggers me and I go quiet or stonewall you know, and so many things between. Sometimes a coworker even triggers me at work and I shut down. Sometimes even my closest friend says something and I just withdraw. But you know what? I am learning every day to give myself grace, because this healing thing, it's not a sprint, it's a journey. There's no finish line, there's no medal, there's no arrival. And the more you try to rush it or beat yourself about it, the harder it feels. So now that I know better, I'm a coach. When I mess up or fall back, I remind myself, you are just but human. You're growing, you're becoming, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for falling back into old habits. It happens to the best of us. Look, I have done so much inner work, but I'm here telling you the truth and being vulnerable. Sometimes I fall back into the old habits. Sometimes things trigger me. Sometimes I am constantly living in scarcity mentality because here's the truth. When you look at people like me or coaches or anyone, you think they seem to have this healing thing all figured out. That's not the full picture. We are all learning as we go. The only difference between you and I maybe is awareness. I am now conscious of where I am, of what I am doing, of when I am triggered, when old wounds are now speaking out, and grateful for how far I have come, right? Maybe for you, you used to stay stuck in pain for months, and now you bounce back in days. You don't relieve that pain anymore. When you look at that, that is progress. Maybe you used to react immediately, get angry, but now you pause and breathe, think about something before you say it. That's growth. It might not look perfect all the time, but it is progress. And that is exactly why you need to give and cut yourself some slack. You're not back where you started. You are evolving. You're moving on. You're growing. And please stop comparing your healing to someone else's. You don't know my journey. You don't know my timeline. That timeline is yours. You don't know what it took for me to get here. The nights I have cried, the prayers I have prayed, the therapy I have had to go through, the coaching, the mentorship. You see this social media thing? It will have you thinking everyone's healed, they are glowing and growing and walking in purpose. But even people who look put together, they are still learning. They are still learning to take it easy on themselves. We don't beat ourselves up anymore. Why? Because we now understand healing doesn't have a finish line. It's a lifelong work. Imagine it took me 30 something years with all the pain and all the trauma that I've gone through for 30 something years. No one is expecting you to heal within 1 year of coaching or going through some mentorship program. No, it's a journey. It will take you a long time. And here's something I had to learn the hard way, by the way. As I said, some lessons will always keep repeating themselves until you finally learn what they came to teach you. Hilarious, right? When I first heard of this concept, it was so funny. It's like God saying, you didn't fail, you just need another round of practice. Think of it that way. So when you go back to that spot, think about it not as a failure, but another round of practice and to do better. You might actually keep seeing the same people, the same patterns, the same triggers until you start responding differently. Not because you're cursed. No, no one cursed you. There's no curse without a cause, but because you're being cultivated, you're being prepared. So don't rush your becoming by beating yourself down all the time, by wanting to know things today, learn about healing today, and boom, tomorrow you're feeling better. No, let it unfold. Take it all in stride and learn from your lessons. Don't rush your healing journey. Take a day at a time. Today you're feeling good. Tomorrow you're not. Okay? So the next time you find yourself slipping back into an old pattern or cycle, instead of spiraling and beating yourself about it, first of all, I want you to pause and acknowledge it. Don't hide from it or shame yourself. If you find yourself triggered, if you find yourself yelling, if you find yourself going back to the same man, the same boyfriend, same girlfriend, the same women that hurt you, just say, okay, I did this again. Let me breathe. And then reflect. Ask why and what is this showing me about where I still need healing? What is this reaction showing me about where I still need to get some help? And then next, just respond differently. Even if it's just choosing to be silent, overreacting, or saying a prayer instead of panicking, that counts. Then ground yourself. Go back to what grounds you. When you find yourself triggered, when you find yourself going back to things that don't serve you, go back to what grounds you. Is it journaling? Is it praying? Is it you stepping away? Is it you breathing? And then release the guilt. I can't say this enough. You can't heal while you're still punishing yourself because you can't carry both bitterness and a blessing. It's not possible. At some point, you have to choose. And when you choose grace, when you choose the blessing that comes with healing, that's where and when rebuilding begins. So, my dear friend, take it easy on yourself. Today, I am just here to preach this gospel of taking it easy on yourself. Stop beating yourself about your mistakes, about going back to the same old habits. You're healing. You're not performing. You're learning. You're not losing. You're learning a lesson. So every tear, every prayer, every restart, it all counts. You're not falling or failing behind. You are actually becoming and forming into something beautiful. So the next time you fall back, hear my voice. Don't beat yourself up. Healing isn't linear. And you're not alone in this. Please wake up. Try again tomorrow. Leave that relationship if you have to. Again, fall down, rise again. Because we are always after progress and not perfection. That's the end goal. We are not perfect human beings. As long as you're healing, as long as you're learning your lessons, as long as you're moving on, as long as you are doing what you need to do for yourself, you're taking action, that's the goal. Okay? All right, sis. That's my heart for you today. I wanted this very short and sweet. And before I go, let me remind you, in less than 24 hours, I am hosting my live 2-day masterclass, Survive No More, Thrive in Your Purpose, Grow in Your Prosperity, in just less than 24 hours. And I can't wait to be in the group with women who are ready to dive deep into what it really means to heal, release, and rebuild from a place of peace and purpose. It's not too late for you to join us. The link is in the show notes. Go ahead and sign up. I'll see you there, my friend. I'll see you there. I want to see you there. Okay? Well. I love you deeply. I have to go. But remember this, your past does not define you. Your pain does not disqualify you. And your story is still being written. So you know what to do? Stay grounded, stay faithful, stay grateful. Let's break, heal, and rebuild together. Take care.